Wow, what a beautiful woman Eddie Redmayne makes. He's starring in the Oscar-tipped Danish Girl, and I have to say, he looks like he quite enjoyed it.
Hey, how are you?
Only you could get away wearing a tartan suit
Really?
this time.
Oh
It looks
God,
amazing.
does it really? I'll wait and see what the rest of the world thinks. They'll hate
We're
it.
so proud of you, Eddie. You are literally our biggest export. You're amazing. You in One Direction, you're up there.
Really? With One Direction? That's the best news ever.
You can be the
That's
big
a
member.
lie, but thank you.
You can be the fifth member, right? Hey, listen, you were the most beautiful woman. You really were. What was the
thank you.
best thing about being a lady for that time?
God, what was the best thing? God, what was the best thing? I just sort of enjoyed the freedom of it. Actually, I enjoyed sort of exploring all the different sides of me. And one of the wonderful things about getting to do what I do is if you're playing a part, you get to meet people and learn a huge amount. For me, this film was the most wondrous learning experience.
When you went home, were you tempted to put your feet in your wife's shoes?
No. I think I'm quite good at like not taking characters home with me, but occasionally my wife will see sort of mannerisms or sights and things. So I think I'm being sort of fine, but occasionally she'll still find elements of.
Did you find yourself a bit more critical of the makeup she put on? You're like, darling, do it this way.
What I've learned is no, absolutely not. I think I would have got f***ing had I.
Look at Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah, how lucky am I?
Wowzers.
I get to work with Eddie Redmayne,
And he's the
who
only-
I've looked up to for quite many years. That felt pretty surreal.
He's the only guy that can get away with wearing a whole tartan suit, isn't he? Let's be quite honest.
Yeah, he looks incredible.
So I have to ask you about Eddie. What happened when you first saw him as a woman? What was your reaction?
I mean, it is one of those stories that has been a bit funny talking about in interviews, because it's a bit of a story. I walked in and it was our screen test. It's a few days before you start shooting. You test your backdrops in different costumes, and I was looking around for Eddie, and then this red-haired woman turns around with this gorgeous big smile. And that was the first time I saw Lily in form, and apparently I'd been in the same room as Eddie for 5 minutes without noticing. Yeah, Tom had been laughing quite a lot.
I totally forgot it was Eddie. I totally forgot. It was a new person. And I was like, oh my God, that's Eddie. I thought it was Jessica Chastain's sister. It could be. No, seriously.
Actually, what was quite interesting was the simplest look was the one where he felt most comfortable, and that led us to have this idea that maybe over the course of the movie, Lily would go from a quite a hyper-feminized look to quite a simple look at the end to show that she's really confident just to be herself with her own hair and her own style.
Were you tempted to try on a bit of lippy?
No.
He made the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. What did you think when you first saw him?
He was fantastic. I mean, he is fantastic. It's a pleasure to work with him, and he's so subtle and sensitive, and it was great.
I love that, subtle and sensitive. I need a man like that.